This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Monday, the 28th day of June in the year 2021. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Chief Justice Roxanne George this afternoon dismissed the challenge to the promotions of a number of senior police officers to the rank of assistant commissioners, paving the way for the promotions to proceed. The court matter was filed by Senior Superintendent of Police Calvin Brutus, who complained to the court that the Police Service Commission was wrong in its decision not to include him and Senior Superintendent Fazil Karambaksh in the list of promotions. Brutus's case was filed even before the Police Service Commission made any announcement about the promotions. Through his attorney Pratish Satram, Brutus wanted the court to overrule the Police Service Commission's practice of prohibiting the promotion of ranks who have pending disciplinary matters. But in her ruling, the Chief Justice pointed out that to overrule such a practice would be to usurp the functions of the Commission and would have far-reaching consequences for other constitutional commissions. All of the reliefs sought by Mr. Brutus were rejected by the Chief Justice, who said the application exposed the deep-seated issues that exist in the hierarchy of the police force, and they do not bode well for the image of the force. The Chief Justice pointed out that the Police Service Commission has the power to appoint officers to any office of the force above the rank of inspector, and also has the power to exercise disciplinary control over such officers who hold such offices within the force as provided by the Constitution. In her ruling, Justice George also said the Police Service Commission is not bound to accept the recommendation of the Commissioner of Police when considering promotions for senior ranks. She pointed out that there is no evidence that the Commissioner of Police, the Promotion Board, or the Police Service Commission held out any promise or promoted any policy that made it mandatory that it accepted the recommendation of the board through the Commissioner. She said recommendations can be made for officers to be promoted, but that does not mean they will be promoted. The Chief Justice also ruled that it was illegal for Mr. Brutus to sign and send letters to several senior officers informing them that they were on the investigation after it was made known to him that his name was not on the promotion list, but those officers were being promoted. On the contention by Brutus that the disciplinary matters against him are frivolous, the Chief Justice pointed out that it is not for the court to determine what matters are frivolous. She said for the court to go down that road, it will be embarking on an exercise beyond its remit. Moments after the ruling by the Chief Justice, the Police Service Commission, through its attorney Selwyn Peters, released the full list of promotions by the Commission. 2 weeks ago, President Irfan Ali announced the suspension of members of the Police Service Commission, owing to another matter engaging the court. But Attorney Peters has since written to the President informing him that his move to suspend the Commission members is ultra-virus, unlawful, and illegal. More on that when we return.
What's our purpose? Together we rise. For our community, our customer, and our country. Our promises: strengthen our community, reliably connect our customers, innovate for all in our country. Together we rise.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Preparing for your NGSA exams is always a challenge. The Guyana Learning Channel is here to help. You can go to YouTube using your browser or your mobile device, then search for the Guyana Learning Channel in the search bar. We're live streaming our NGSA booster videos all day and all night. If you want to study a specific subject or topic, you can go to our NGSA booster playlist. You can look at a specific subject, such as mathematics, and then look for a specific topic. Here, You can follow along with the lesson to prepare for your examination. Remember kids, study hard, and best of luck in your exams.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL.
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
GWI introduces CAP, their customer assistance promotion that offers massive discounts. For a limited time, get 50% off all reconnection fees and another 50% off your entire bill. If your service was removed or you've reconnected on your own, GWI is offering yet another 50% discount off all tampering and replacement fees. Wallet-friendly payment plans are also available. So tap into GWI's customer assistance promotion by visiting any GWI office and avoid them taking legal action. CAP only applies to customers whose services were disconnected or removed prior to 2021. For more information, call 227-8701 or WhatsApp 620-1667. Water is life. Save it.
Sonia, you think people easy? People just really want to do their own thing. Look across the road how we building the house low. The building code say you're supposed to be 2 feet off the ground.
And when the place flood, them just be the first to complain.
But you know sometimes we that just contribute to the flooding with we behavior.
You know, boy, we just throw things in the drains and canals. We don't keep the gutters clean and dispose of garbage properly. By the way, you got an emergency kit?
Yeah, Sonia, I got me own and it got drinking water, army medicines, and for say things like band-aids, iodine, bandages.
And me own got in toothpaste, a change of underwear and clothing, toilet paper and soap.
Guyana, our country, our responsibility.
Mobil 1 is more than oil. It's many oils. It transforms at the molecular level. When cold, it's thicker than honey. When hot, it's thinner than water. Mobil 1 adapts and readapts to last longer. 16,000 kilometers between oil changes. That's your engine evolved.
Sol Guyana is the authorized distributor of Mobil lubricants.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Let GBTI make your dreams of owning a home a reality. Buy or build your home with us. Let us help you to completely outfit your home and make it move-in ready. Need to purchase land? We finance that too. Benefit from our 10% down payment and interest rates as low as 4.25%. Calculated on the reducing balance with up to 30 years to repay. Switch your mortgage to us and learn about benefiting from the equity in your home. Invest wisely. Apply online or call your branch to schedule an appointment. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Welcome back. The attorney for the Police Service Commission, Selwyn Peters, has written to President Irfan Ali indicating to him that the commissioners will continue to discharge their functions since his decision to suspend them is unlawful and illegal. In the letter sent to the president today, the attorney reminded that in his earlier show cause notice, he indicated that members of the commission cannot be removed or suspended from the exercise of the functions except in the accordance with the provisions of Article 225 of the Constitution. That article points to the appointment of a tribunal to look into the matter of suspension or removal before any such action could be taken. The attorney told the president that while he has the power to suspend the commissioners, he can only do so with the advice of the prescribed authority, and only if the question of removal has been referred to by a tribunal. Peters informed the president that the Constitution provides for such a tribunal to be established on the advice of the Judicial Service Commission, but at present there is no Judicial Service Commission in place, with the life of the last commission ending since 2017. The commissioners, through their attorneys, said they are confident that should the matter reach the courts, the court will prove that the president's move to suspend them is illegal. And let's dig deeper into that issue that we've been covering tonight, the police promotion in that case that was thrown out this afternoon by the Chief Justice. I have joining me now the attorney for the Police Service Commission, Selwyn Peters, and he joins us from his office over in Canada. Mr. Peters, thanks so much for joining us tonight on News Source.
Good evening, Mr. Mosley, and good evening to the viewers in Guyana and the diaspora.
I want us to start digging deep into this matter. The Chief Justice this afternoon threw out that challenge to the promotions, and moments after she threw out that challenge, we saw a letter being issued by you to the President, and we also saw the Police Service Commission through you issuing the full list of promotions. There are some questions surrounding the legality of the Police Service Commission moving ahead with that list, although the president just 2 weeks ago suspended the members of that Police Service Commission. So let us begin there. Is the move by the Police Service Commission to issue those promotions illegal?
The promotion list that was issued by the Police Service Commission today is legal and is compliant with the Constitution and the mandate that the Commission is designated to uphold as a service commission. What is illegal is the actions of the President, His Excellency Mohammed Orfan Ali, and I've written him a letter setting out why his actions were illegal. He violated the Constitution in terms of how he acted in more than one ways. That is set out in our letter. His actions were premature. He could not have suspended the commissioners, number one, unless there was a sitting Judicial Service Commission and a tribunal was established. Number two, he could not have suspended the commissioners without first getting the concurrence of Paul Slow.
And I just want to stick in there. I noticed you spoke about the absence of the Judicial Service Commission and the need for this tribunal that the president was talking about. So if I'm getting you clearly, the Judicial Service Commission has a role to play if the president were thinking to set up this tribunal.
That's correct. And you know, he's a servant. He is subordinate to the Constitution. He's not the arbiter of the Constitution. And where he acts illegally, and where he acts not in compliance with the Constitution, especially with the Independent Service Commission, where Mr. Slow alleged that there's a long history of interference from September of 2020, then the Commission has the right to disregard any illegal orders and act as the Constitution dictates that it should and will and must.
Were you surprised at all by the ruling of the Chief Justice this afternoon?
No, because when you read my letter at Paul Slow's show cause hearing, the March 31st submissions, we said much the same thing as the Chief Justice said. We spoke about the conflict of interest. We spoke about the self-serving nature of Brutus' actions. We spoke about the interference in the commission that should not be. You know, and the Chief Justice basically added judicial heft to what we were saying, and that judicial ruling comes with consequences for Mr. Brutus, his self-serving actions, you know, his allegations, his unfounded allegations of criminal misconduct. You know, those are words of the Chief Justice of Guyana, and his conflict of interest. acting in a conflict of interest has serious consequences for the senior superintendent.
So, what happens now if the president or the government fails to recognize the promotions put forward? Can they actually do that? Is there any possibility of them deciding that these promotions that were announced this afternoon, they're not recognizing them?
Well, they can't, because the only authority to issue promotions from inspector to assistant commissioners are the Police Service Commission. The Police Service Commission got the advice from their lawyer that the letter from the president is illegal. The president got a letter stating, outlining what the illegality is. And then this is what the letter says to His Excellency. It says, if Your Excellency is not in agreement with the above, it is your prerogative to refer the matter to the courts for determination. The members of the commission are confident that should you do so, any court will arrive at the inevitable conclusion that Article 225 does not enable you to suspend the members in a manner that you've purported to do.
No, it's the first time. It's the first time that I can recall an officer moving to the court to sort of block promotions because he wasn't on the list, and I think the Chief Justice made some reference to that. Again, that move by that officer, are his hands now tied based on this ruling?
Well, to the extent that his promotion is concerned, there are issues. But it's Guyana we're talking about. So the president has the authority to promote him anyway to deputy commissioner of police if he wishes. I think the issue was not necessarily Brutus, because the president knows that he can promote Brutus above assistant commissioner to deputy commissioner. That's his prerogative. He can promote commissioners and deputy commissioners. I think what they wanted to do was to control who were promoted to assistant commissioner, senior superintendent, superintendents, and down the line to inspector. I think that was the ultimate goal of all the shenanigans that went on for the past several months from December to June, which was completely unacceptable. And there were 5 issues for the court to rule on, and the court has rejected all 5 premises that Mr. Brutus and the other senior officers brought before it.
I know the Police Service Commission, this current Police Service Commission's life expires in the month of August. That's just over a month away. Were you surprised with all these moves we're seeing? Because this commission's work is going to be done completely in a few weeks, in a month or so. So were you surprised by the move by the president, the move by this officer, surrounding all of these issues with the Police Service Commission and the promotions?
Well, I'll reiterate what I just said. They didn't want the officers, or at least some of the officers on the list that was released today, to be promoted. That's why they tried to sully the name of Edmund Cooper, Mr. Azor, Mr. Simon, and Mr. Simon was somebody who was highly recommended for promotion.
Where do you think this leaves the police force from a point of view of the Police Service Commission? Is there concern? Because clearly a lot came out in those court matters, and now you have those officers they're now promoted over Brutus, and now is there concern about the morale of the police force, especially in that top hierarchy, where we had one officer writing letters to officers saying you're under investigation, even while he's the one competing against them. Do you think that could affect the morale of the police force and the top brass?
Well, it has affected the morale of the police force. It has affected the top brass. Obviously, the judgment of the court was very damning on Senior Superintendent Brutus, and there has to be consequences from that decision. Whether the Police Service Commission within the next month and days that remains, whether it commissions an investigation and an inquiry and take action against him, it's a matter for them to determine. But certainly, the actions of Mr. Brutus should be dealt with condignly. Where I live in Canada, where courts make findings against police officers, It's a matter now for a disciplinary tribunal to deal with it, to deal with whether his conduct bring discredit or has brought discredit to the force. And my position, when I wrote to the Prime Minister, I said that his actions has, and the Chief Justice essentially said that as well. He should be removed from the acting position of Deputy Commissioner Administration. His conduct lacked proportionality, and the court said that. His actions lacked proportionality. It was self-serving. How can you have somebody who does not act in the public interest or in the interest of the force, but in the interest of himself, acting as a Deputy Commissioner of Administration?
Lots of news there and lots of information, I'm sure. The legal analysts are going to be perusing this evening. Thank you for joining us this evening, Selwyn Peters, the attorney for the Police Service Commission, as we continue to monitor these stories dealing with promotions and the Guyana Police Force. Thanks so much for being here tonight.
Yes, thank you very much.
And still with the police promotion matter, within an hour after the Chief Justice threw out a challenge to the police promotions list and the Police Service Commission issued its full list of promotions, the Irfanali government rejected the promotions by the Police Service Commission, indicating that the list will be ignored. In a statement, the Attorney General Anil Nandlal said the issuance of the list following the court ruling was unlawful and illegal. Mr. Nandlal contends that the Police Service Commission was suspended by the President on the 16th of June, and that decision was communicated to each member of the Police Service Commission by letter bearing that date, which was dispatched and received. The Attorney General's position is that the President's decision to suspend the Police Service Commission can only be rescinded, revoked, set aside, or reversed by the President himself or by a court of competent jurisdiction. He said no person, let alone a constitutional commission, will be allowed to become judge, jury, and executioner in this country, and the rule of law simply does not permit it. According to Mr. Nandlal, the attempt of the Police Service Commission to countermand, disobey, and disregard the President's decision is simply absurd. He said nothing in the ruling rendered by the Chief Justice in the case filed by Senior Superintendent Brutus today gives legitimacy to the list of promotions issued by the Police Service Commission. But the attorney for the Police Service Commission, Selwyn Peters, this afternoon said the promotions are valid and the President cannot interfere in the work of the Police Service Commission. Let's tell you now that a police constable was placed under close arrest after he was captured on camera, physically assaulting a suspect by throwing him off his feet and dragging him on the concrete floor into the lockups at the Wales police station. The incident took place on Friday night. The Guyana Police Force has described the incident as unsavory and unacceptable. According to the police force, it does not condone the excessive use of force, neither does it condone the mistreatment of persons taken into custody by the police. The suspect, who was physically assaulted, had been taken into custody for a breathalyzer test after driving his car into a trench. While at the station, the man and his family became verbally abusive to the police officer, with the man at one stage pulling off the hoodie that the policeman was wearing. The Guyana Police Force has indicated that its Office of Professional Responsibility is conducting an urgent investigation into the matter. Let's tell you now that an investigation into Saturday's explosion of that fuel vessel at Friendship on the east bank of Demerara, which claimed the lives of 3 persons, is ongoing. Investigations have so far revealed that the origin of the explosion has been traced to the engine room of the vessel, which is owned by businessman Susankar. In the engine room, investigators found a burnt-out hose connected to the fuel pump along with a yellow plastic bottle. The only open valve on the fuel boat was the gasoline valve. Further investigators have since revealed that a car belonging to the captain of the boat was found nearby, with several filled large bottles of gasoline. The captain of the boat has been identified as Si Persad Persada of Essequibo. He was among the persons killed in the blast. The other 2 men have been identified as Damien Dias and Mark Mangle. The fuel boat was used on Saturday to deliver gasoline and diesel to the Guyana location on the Essequibo coast. It returned to the Friendship location on Saturday afternoon, hours before the deadly explosion. Investigators suspect that the boat captain and the other 2 men were removing leftover gasoline from the fuel tanker when the tragedy occurred. 1 month since the Ministry of Health announced that it had run out of second dose shots of the Sputnik COVID-19 vaccine, it still has no definitive timeline on when the shipment of second dose vaccines will arrive. Thousands of persons are now entering their 9th week since they got the first dose and are worried about whether the second dose will be here before the 12-week period between the first and second doses expire. The Ministry of Health has only indicated that it is hoping that a vaccine will be here soon. The Health Ministry is moving ahead with the administration of more first doses, although there are thousands of persons already in the line waiting a second dose. Based on the information provided by the Ministry of Health, Guyana has so far received 305,000 Sputnik vaccines, with only 61,000 of those being the second dose. All of the second doses received have been administered, with more than 100,000 persons in the line awaiting their second dose. A senior medical official today told News Source that while the second dose could be administered after the 12-week timeline, it is unclear whether it will still be effective, since the researchers have clearly indicated their timeline between doses for the best efficacy. Efficacy could be lost if the second dose is administered long after the 12-week period that is recommended for it to be taken after the first dose. Today, the health minister did not address the issue of the Sputnik vaccine in his daily update. However, he announced that 100,000 doses of the Sinopharm vaccine from China are expected within days. The arrival date of additional AstraZeneca vaccines and the recently purchased Johnson & Johnson vaccines is also not clear.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
At Sash Financial, we create strategies for strengthening business and personal finances while helping our clients to build sustainable wealth. Our financial and business consultancy services are uniquely tailored to ensure every client receives quality packages and optimal results. Our financial services include financial reporting and analysis, financial status assessment, internal audits, bookkeeping and records management, financial planning advice, tax returns. Our business advisory services are related to business plans, business startups, operational improvement, business management, document preparation, procedures development, efficient marketing. Call or WhatsApp us today for your free consultation on telephone number 592-665-6045. Sash Financial, strengthening businesses, building wealth.
What's our purpose? Together we rise. For our community, our customer, and our country. Our promises: strengthen our community, reliably connect our customers, innovate for all in our country. Together we rise.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
My name is Barton Scotland, former Speaker of the National Assembly. I have taken my vaccine and I'm encouraging everyone 60 years and over to do the same.
Across the region tonight, Barbados' COVID-19 infection dynamic has done a flip-flop. Public health officials there have confirmed. For the first 16 months of dealing with the viral illness, medical officials in Barbados were treating sick Barbadians in their 80s, 70s, and 60s with underlying medical issues. But recently, most of those contracting the disease have been in their 40s and even younger, with no underlying conditions. This was revealed yesterday by Dr. Corey Ford, who is the Barbadian government's lead infectious disease specialist in the fight against COVID-19 and the head doctor at the island's lone isolation facility. During a nationally televised press conference, he confirmed that 2 Barbadians were severely ill at the isolation facility. He noted that the 2 persons were in their 40s and were on ventilators intermittently, while the third, a young woman, was now stable. Antigua and Barbuda has announced a 50% reduction in taxes on airline tickets for travel within several Caribbean community countries, with St. John's indicating that the measure will last for 6 months in the first instance. Prime Minister Gaston Brown said regional travel at this time is relatively low, and there is nothing to lose from the decision. On his weekly radio program, the Prime Minister also said the matter had also been discussed within the Sub-Regional Organization of Eastern Caribbean States about 3 weeks ago. He said that the reduction in taxes would assist the cash-strapped regional airline Liat, which has been placed on the court-ordered administration. CARICOM leaders who are members of the Prime Ministerial Subcommittee on the CARICOM Single Market and Economy met last week, and among the agenda items were the proposal to cut taxes. And finally tonight, international news. The Ethiopian government has declared a ceasefire in the Tigray region, 8 months after Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed sent troops to oust its leadership. The announcement came as witnesses reported anti-government troops in the streets of Tigray's capital of Mekelle. All sides have been accused of carrying out mass killings and human rights violations. More than 5 million people are in urgent need of food aid, the UN says, with 350,000 facing famine. Earlier today, reports began to emerge that the Tigrayan fighters, who launched a new offensive last week, had forced the interim administration from Mekelle to make the decision. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.